In our hometown, Cai Xucun, there's an old belief that a person passes away with unfinished business. They cannot leave peacefully. Their coffin will become unbearably heavy, preventing burial until their last wish is fulfilled. This terrifying legend became a reality one fateful day in 1999. It happened in Shaanxi Province, Jinzhong City, Pingyao County, Ninggu Town, Saishu Village. An elderly man named Song Nantu, a wealthy and respected figure, had suddenly passed away. According to local customs, the deceased must remain at home for 7 days before burial. On the day of the funeral, 8 strong villagers prepared to carry his coffin to the burial site. His son, Song Zongjing, led the procession, ensuring that all traditional taboos were followed. The coffin must be carried in one continuous journey, without stopping, turning back, or resting. However, as they passed beneath a large tree, something strange happened. A tall, thin figure with long black hair stood silently by the road. As I got closer, I felt a shiver run down my spine. It was Song Nantu himself. His expression was full of rage, and his eyes burned with eerie intensity. Suddenly, he reached out and pressed down on the coffin. In an instant, the coffin, which had been manageable before, became impossibly heavy. The men carrying it struggled, their legs trembling under the weight, their faces twisted in pain, as if an invisible force was pinning them to the ground. It felt as though an enormous iron block had been placed inside the coffin. Panic spread through the crowd. Villagers rushed to help, but no matter how many hands joined in, the coffin wouldn't budge. Then I noticed something even more terrifying. The face of the old man inside the coffin had changed. It was pale, almost bluish, with patches of rotting skin. My heart pounded in terror. I turned to my mother and whispered, "It's Song Nantu. He's holding the coffin down." When I pointed towards him, everyone followed my gaze. A hush fell over the crowd. Only I could see him clearly. His eyes locked onto mine, and I felt as if he wanted to choke me. Overcome with fear, I screamed and fell back into my mother's arms. Realizing what was happening, Song Zongjing and his brother, Song Jiang, immediately knelt before the coffin. They began to weep and bow deeply, promising to honor their father's last wishes. "Please, Father, we will be filial sons. Rest in peace," they pleaded. For a long moment, Song Nantu's ghostly form remained frozen, his expression unreadable. Then his twisted face softened, and a single tear rolled down his cheek. Slowly, he released his grip, his hand withdrawing from the coffin. Without a word, he turned and disappeared into the forest. The moment he was gone, the men carrying the coffin felt their burden lighten. The weight had returned to normal. The procession resumed, and the funeral was completed without further incident. To this day, villagers still talk about what happened at Song Nantu's funeral. Some say he was demanding justice for an unfulfilled promise. Others believe it was simply an eerie coincidence. But one thing is certain, his spirit would not leave until his final wishes were acknowledged. Was it a supernatural force, or was it just our imagination? Either way, this terrifying encounter left an unforgettable mark on all who witnessed it.